You never meant to be a kicker. Nobody does. It's not something kids dream about. No 5-year-old ever stood in their backyard shouting, 3 seconds left, game on the line, time for the kicker to shine. No. You wanted to be the quarterback, or the wide receiver, or literally anyone who doesn't get iced before doing their job. But then life happened. Maybe you played soccer. Maybe you had weirdly flexible hips. Maybe your high school football coach saw you juggling oranges with your feet and thought, that freak might be able to hit a field goal. And just like that, destiny slipped you a note under the desk. Not a love letter, more like a subpoena. Next thing you know, you're lining up on a windswept practice field with one job. Kick it through those metal sticks. And you do. You do it well. One crisp swing of the leg and the ball sails through the uprights like you've been training for this your whole life. People clap. And fewer even cheer. It feels kinda nice. So naturally, you get punished for it. Because once you make one, you're no longer just a backup plan. They expect you to make all of them. Every kick, every angle, every awkward hold from the backup punter who's got the finger dexterity of a rotisserie chicken. You go from, wow, that's impressive, to, yeah, that's your job. You are now a kicker. Welcome. One moment you're minding your own business, and the next you're the designated leg with a helmet. But hey, at least you're good at it. It doesn't hit you during practice. It hits you under the lights. It's a Friday night, your team's down 2. The marching band just butchered the national anthem, and the quarterback has spent the entire game proving he is, in fact, legally blind under pressure. With 3 seconds left, coach points at you like a man selecting his favorite child. Go win it. You jog out there, helmet crooked, heart in your throat, pants suspiciously tight in the wrong places. And suddenly, it's quiet. The crowd holds its breath. The ball gets snapped. The hold is shaky, and still you swing your leg like a medieval executioner on salary. Clean contact. The ball rises. Time slows. You watch it soar, then drop right between the uprights like it was meant to be there. And just like that, you're a god. Your teammates scream like you just ended world hunger. The cheerleaders finally learn your name. A girl you haven't spoken to since 3rd grade sends you a heart emoji. You are high on approval, adrenaline, and Gatorade concentrate. This is the moment that ruins your life. Because now you're hooked. Hooked on the silence before the snap. Hooked on the perfect thump of leather on foot. Hooked on that split second between the kick and the roar, where your whole existence hangs in the air like a coin flip. So, you start chasing it. Alone, on sad, wind-blown fields. Rain? Doesn't matter. Frozen ground? You'll thaw. You drag out a ball of beat-up footballs and blast each one like it owes you money. You bring a tripod and film your swings from 6 angles like you're starring in your own ESPN documentary, Leg of Destiny. While the rest of the team is busy lifting things and yelling for no reason, you're over here getting into an argument with your plant foot. And when the ball misses wide by 6 inches, you spiral like a finance bro after a bad crypto dip. You don't just want to be good anymore. You want to be unmissable. And that's how it begins. Not with love, not with logic, but with one clean kick and a lie you'll spend the rest of your career trying to make true. So, you keep chasing the lie. You hit from 40, then 50, then 55 with a side wind and a snapping turtle crawling across the field. Coaches start to notice. Opposing parents start filming you like you're a sea monster. Suddenly, the kid nobody picked for dodgeball is getting letters from schools with names like Tech and State and Directional Something U. You sign with one. They spell your name wrong on the graphic, but who cares? You're a college athlete now. Time to live the dream. Except the dream mostly involves stretching in the corner while your teammates try to decapitate each other. You get 5 kicks per practice, 10 if the punter pulls a hammy. Nobody really talks to you. The team calls you leg because learning your actual name would require emotional investment. But then, game day comes, and the starter goes down, and suddenly they remember what you're here for. You drill the winner from 47, The crowd goes nuts. The band nearly swallows a tuba. Your stat line makes the local news under other notable performances. And just like that, you're the guy. By senior year, you're money. Misses are rare. Pressure doesn't shake you. Scouts start lurking behind the bleachers. You pretend not to see them while adjusting your plant foot like it's your tax write-off. You hit everything you're supposed to hit, and a few you're not. And yet, when the draft comes, nothing. You watch kickers with less range, worse numbers, and dad bod swings get picked because they played in a conference people have heard of. You're not even a footnote. Eventually, one team calls you. Not to draft you, to invite you to camp. Bring your cleats, they say. They don't mention a contract. You show up to camp like a kid showing up to audition for a Broadway show, with talent, desperation, and a full bag of nerves. No one greets you. No one explains anything. You're just handed a jersey with a number in the "Oda, we don't expect you to make it" range, and pointed toward a field you're not allowed to use yet. You're technically part of the team, in the same way that a napkin is technically part of dinner. You kick during designated periods, which last 6 minutes and are strategically placed between punting drills and whatever chaos the long snappers are doing. Coaches don't talk to you. Teammates don't look at you. You're a leg in a helmet. Nothing more. Then comes your first shot, a 52-yarder, sidewind, off a backup holder who treats the ball like it's radioactive. You make it. Nobody reacts. You miss the next one by a foot. Suddenly, everyone notices. You start hearing things like consistency and urgency and mental makeup from people who think toe alignment is a personality flaw. The special teams coach doesn't coach you. He just stares like he's waiting for you to implode. Every ref is a referendum. Every miss feels like a pink slip stapled to your locker. And when you finally do make the roster, it's not because they love you. It's because their last guy missed a game winner and is now selling insurance in Idaho. You're not the answer. You're just not him. Your life becomes a cycle of kicking, staying silent, and pretending not to hear the offensive linemen call you a specialist like it's a disease. You spend 58 minutes a game stretching, breathing, and calculating wind direction like a budget meteorologist. Then, with the game on the line, the entire franchise suddenly remembers you exist. They send you out for the kick. Crowd screaming, coaches clenching, season on the edge. You miss by a yard. The next morning, you're trending. Not for the right reasons. Your locker is empty by lunch. They don't even call to cut you. You just show up to the facility, and your badge doesn't scan. That's how it ends. Quiet, fast, cowardly. And when the sting fades, you're left with something worse than anger. Clarity. You weren't good enough then, but you will be. You go dark, off the grid. No podcasts, no tweets, just you, a bucket of balls, and the quiet rage of someone who's had their lowest moment broadcast in 4K to the whole world. You train like you've got a personal grudge. You break down every step, every swing, every nerve. You don't just get stronger, you get harder to shake. So, when the next team calls, you're ready. And this one, it feels different. Right away, you can tell they're not bringing you in as a body. They're bringing you in to matter. The head coach mentions your college stats unprompted. The special teams assistant says, "You've got real ice." The holder calls you money before you've even kicked a ball. And they're not wrong, because this time, you're surgical. Week after week, you're automatic. Short kicks, deep bombs, impossible angles. It doesn't matter. You drill everything. Dead center. The commentators start using words like machine-like. Your name creeps into Pro Bowl conversations. Fantasy football nerds call you a sleep picker. One guy gets your jersey tattooed on his calf. Questionable choice, but still, impact. Then comes the night. Saturday Night Football. Division rival. Playoff implications. Final seconds. You jog out for the 57-yarder. No timeouts. No noise. Just believe. You line it up. nod at your holder like assassins do in movies, and swing. It's clean. You know it the second your foot connects. You don't even watch it go in. You feel it. And then, the stadium detonates. Your teammates mob you. You get hoisted into the air like a war hero. The camera zooms in on your face just as you let out the smallest smile. The internet screenshots it. That smile becomes a reaction meme. You go viral for being unshakable. They call you the Iceman. They say you've got the nerves of a sniper and the soul of a monk. You're no longer the guy they settled for. You're the reason they sleep at night. You've arrived, not by accident, not because someone else failed, but because you earned it. Next is the playoffs. Wild card round, tight game, defense holds. Your offense grinds out just enough yards to give you a shot. 46 yards, right hash, very makeable. The same distance you've hit in your sleep in practice and in worse conditions with worse holders. Snap, hold, swing. It drifts left, slowly, like it's apologizing. The camera catches your face in perfect high-def misery. Again. You already know the headlines. Heartbreaker. Choke. How do you miss that? The stadium exhales in unison. Fans collapse in their seats like you personally betrayed them. Teammates avoid eye contact. The opposite sideline erupts with happiness and starts to thank you. Your season ends. The next day, your name is everywhere. You've got think pieces written about your psyche. Analysts you've never met dissect your mental toughness like they're certified in sports trauma. People find old high school footage of you missing a 40-yarder and say, "The signs were always there." You open your DMs. Big mistake. One guy tells you to retire. Another says you cost him $400 in his marriage. Someone else just sends you a crown emoji every hour on the hour. The team doesn't cut you. Not immediately. They review. They evaluate. Then they draft a kicker in the 6th round. And suddenly, you're back where you started. Just a guy with a bag of balls and no job. You don't retire. You just stop getting calls. No farewell posts. No teary press conference. You open your email one day and realize no one's asked you to bring your cleats in months. That's how it ends. Quiet. Unceremonious. Like your whole career was a temp job that expired the moment you missed. And you were good. Clutch kicks, game winners, ice in your veins. But that's not what sticks. Not in this league. Not for your position. They don't remember the 54-yarder in the snow that you made to get into the playoffs. They remember the 42-yarder you missed that got you out. The one that cost them the game. The one that cost you your name. That's the job. You don't get statues. You don't get shoe deals. You don't get chants from the crowd. You get tolerance. Until you don't. Quarterbacks can throw 3 picks and still get a standing ovation for a screen pass. You miss one kick, and suddenly it's open season on your existence. There's no middle ground. You're either a god for 5 seconds or a meme forever. And the only thing standing between the two is whether the ball cuts inside the upright by half a foot. So you move on. You coach high schoolers now. You teach them form, discipline, patience, and how to smile while the world quietly lines up to blame them. And on Sundays, you still watch. You see the new kid jog out with clean socks and nervous eyes. You know exactly what he's feeling. He makes it, nobody remembers. He misses. Welcome to the fraternity.